Hi, Bo here from High Tech Investment, and welcome back to the channel where it is time again to talk about the Profit Retriever. We're going to look back at our 4-week review and exactly see which currency pairs are doing the best over the last 4 weeks. I can tell you already now we have a couple of new top 10s, so a few in there, a few went out, but otherwise it's a bit of a mix, and as usual it's all about the stability over profit at the end of the day. What we want to show you in here is basically which ones are the ones that continues to cash in quite nicely, which ones are the ones that you can use, for example, for a coupling service, or if you are new to the Profit Retriever, you can go and have a look and see which ones are doing well for us. Start off with those currencies, and then you can build up your own portfolio similar to what we have done. Again, our portfolio stretches over more than 25 different currency pairs in different types of settings, different kind of aggressive styles here also. And at the end of the day, it's all summed up in this particular video series here. So let's start. And we're always going to start off with the top 5 of the week. It gives you a bit of an idea of how well the week has gone. We can see the Euro AUD did pretty okay. It's actually in the top here this week, $562. Or 5.6%, definitely a good weekly return. Aussie Japanese $472 or 4.7%. Then Aussie USD $421 or 4.2%. You can see quite a few of the Aussie dollars this week. Then we have gold in here, continues to be on the top 5, $402 or 4.0%. And then we have the FTSE 100 that's also squeezed into the top 5 this week, with $324 or 3.2%. Total overall, if you would have traded those particular 5 currencies here this week, $2,181 or 4.4%. And that is definitely in a good range. It's a bit low from what we saw previous weeks, but we have definitely seen lower where we have gone as low as 1,600, I believe, in a couple of weeks ago. Now you can obviously follow this in a lot more detail. We put out postings like this on our website every single week, and obviously also the video that you are watching here right now in the bottom of the screen here. So it is also every single video we have in there, both on our YouTube channel, and we keep the last 4 on our website, so you can always go in and get yourself familiarized with what exactly is trending, what is actually happening at the end of the day. If you scroll further down also on the website page in here, you will see even more details, and this is the top 5s. It goes into the monthly, so that means basically we are looking at a whole month to see which currency pairs was actually doing well. And if you want to see everything that we have, you simply push the button that is in the middle here. That is our entire portfolio, and that means you can see all of the other ones. It will lead you on to FX Blue sites, where you can go and dissect every single currency pairs that we have trading in here. Don't forget we set up this. We are not necessarily trading all of them with live money. The whole idea here is to look at the portfolio, see which ones are performing the best over time, and then take those signals and put money behind it. That way you're a bit more sure that you know exactly what you're doing. You have some track experience. And on top of that, you can also see how they have behaved in the past. Obviously, again, might not be in the future, but it's certainly a good point if it shows up on these particular videos here. Plus, you can see them on the monthly gains. There's a good chance that the settings are overall pretty good. So as many of these signals in here is now more than 1 year old. Obviously, also, if you want to trade in here or even the copy trading part, we have a little red section here telling you again what you need to do and what type of accounts you need to have, depending on if you are trading indexes and metals. They are a lot different from Forex pairs, so just be aware of that. So let's go to the top 10 for this particular week, because that is the main part of this particular video. So the Excel is similar to what you have seen before. If you have watched our videos here, we have number 1 to 10 down here. We have on the FX Blue side, basically the links. We have the currency pairs, and then we have the links, which is linked to the CopyLink service, so it's easy to find them. We have the last week results, and also marked up in color if they are moving up or down the ladder here. Then we have from week 20 to 23, so you can see exactly how things have gone for all the different currency pairs. And then we have the total sum, which is basically what we are looking for here at the end of the 4 weeks, and percentage also in here. And then we have the top 5. So if we start off, we can see that the US 30 has actually moved up from the 3rd spot last week here, link 53. And the reason for that is it has been pretty consistent. And as we always mention here, when it comes to indexes, you can see it's cashing in quite nicely, so most of the weeks, but then it's going to have a really poor week, and that's where people sometimes say, okay, we're going to change the signal here, it's not really producing anything. And then again, you can see in week 22 it came back, cashed in quite nicely, and again here for week 23, $275 overall in that particular 4-week period, $1,716 or 17.16%. Definitely very, very good results, and more importantly, stable results. The second one we have is the US 32. It is running on different settings, different risk strategy, and that is link 107C. It was number 1 last week, but I had to give away the seat. Again, as you can see, this is also index trading. It did very poorly in week 20, 21, also here last week, but in week 22, it did the massive 1669. It's still enough to keep it in the top 2, so $1,711 overall. And again, as you can see, indexes, they are a bit tricky, so they don't necessarily deliver all the time. If we go, we get to the first Forex. This is now number 3. It was number 2 last week, so link 129C, and that seems to be cashing in quite nicely, even though week 23 is a bit low at the moment. Overall total sum here, $1,589 or 15.89%. Also very good results. The second one is also up here. Again, not the same settings, different risk, also started at different times. But again, because they are here, you can see how stable these particular settings are. You can actually find something that works over long periods of time. Link 98C was number 5 last week, so now just moved up slightly, and again it is cashing in every single week, $472 for week 23, and the overall total sum $1,339 or 13.39%. Definitely also extremely well. Gold is here, and gold is obviously what we call the metal part. It was number 4 last week. It had to move out of the way because of the US 30, I guess. Also here, again, we see an incredible stable results, $250, $169, $417, $401 overall after the 4 weeks, ends up with $1,238 or 12.39%. And that is basically the top 5 you have in here. If we look at the side, we can see that the top 5, the lowest one, 1,239, was the gold here. And if you would have traded those top 5s in the last 4 weeks, you would have basically made $7,595 or 15.19%. And that is definitely something to take into consideration. You don't necessarily have to trade all 5, but you can certainly take a mix in here because it's both index, it's metal, and it's Forex. So already there you have 3 different ways of trying to protect yourself. Let's go on to number 6. Aussie USD is normally always doing quite well, link 83C, so also an old one. It was number 9 last week. It has moved up, and that is because I had a very good week 23, $420. So overall $905 or just over 9%, 9.06. Also on the move upwards. Then we have Bitcoin. So there you have another range. And Bitcoin has also been doing quite well, link 127C. We can see a lot more people are now tapping into this particular link here. It was number 8 last week, so moved up 1 space. And again, it did 249 in week 3. So overall, it came in at $793 or 7.93%. So definitely very, very stable results here. At the moment, Bitcoin has not been moving that much. And that, of course, influences also how big of an income you will get with the profit retriever. Number 8, US CAT is definitely one of the popular ones. It's link 74C. It's been there for ages here, and people really like this one. There's many subscribers to this. It was number 6 last week, and for once it has actually gone into a bit of a drawdown for week 23. but it's still coming out at $754 or 7.54%. And that is again stability overall. So let's hope it's going to be back on profit next week. CAD Swiss francs, also here we had a bad week in week 20 where it did nothing, and then you can see it's coming back again. It's actually tracking quite well. $125, 338, 204. Overall, it made $668, 6.69% in those particular 4 weeks. Great British Pounds 2 is also Great British Pounds USD. Number 2 is Link 100C. That one is also quite a good and a stable results, and came from number 13 position into number 10. So the two bottom ones here, the CAD Swiss francs and British Pounds USD, is the ones that are new to the chart itself. And Great British Pounds USD actually made $657 or 6.57%. Definitely also a good stable one for the top 10 overall. Now, if we have a look at the individual weeks here, we can see week 20, we made 2,760 for those, if you traded those 10 over the last 4 weeks, or 2.76% over that particular week, sorry. And then week 21, it was a bit down. That was a slow week, $1,560 or 1.56%. Week 22 was nice and active, and definitely that's what the profit retriever likes. It likes a lot of movement in the market here, just not trending. It made $4,788 or 4.79%, so definitely the best week of the 4 in here. Week 23 was sort of kind of an average one, a bit on the low side maybe, $2,263 or 2.27%. And then you take the total sum in here, which is very similar to what we had for the last many weeks. If you would have traded those top 10 results in here, you would have made $11,375 or 11.38% overall. And that is the top 10 for the last 4 weeks. Now, we get a lot of feedback, and we get a lot of comments from our YouTube channel. We get a lot of emails here also for people asking to help us with the trading, and normally we always guide them over to these particular videos here because a lot of people actually find them quite useful. We still have a few people once in a while that is very skeptical, of course, and saying, okay, but this is only a result for a minute or two. But we have now done this video series here for several months. A lot of people like it, and there's a few that still don't really understand what they should be looking for. And basically what I have to tell them here is, again, if you look at the results here for week 21, 20, 19 and 22 here, you can see the very stable results in the top 10. It goes from somewhere between 9,000 to 13,000. Doesn't really move much, which basically means that you are sort of in the $10,000 area, so every single 4 weeks. And if you follow this particular video series every single time, you make up your marks and figure out which ones are there, which ones are the ones constantly cashing in. And then you can go and have a look at portfolio and set up a few other robots that you want to have in there. Then there is no doubt about it that you will have a nice positive portfolio overall, because there is some of the ones, more than the 25 that we have in there, that doesn't always do well. Then they come back again and do it. We make some changes to them and then hope that it's going to run. But there are simply some currency pairs where it doesn't really work very well, no matter what you do. And that has something to do, of course, with the movements in the market. It has something to do with if they're trending, not trending. The ones that have great fluctuation and basically trading sideways, those are the best ones here. Within a range, of course, it all also depends a bit on the way you set up, how much risk you are taking at the end of the day. So again, this is not trading advice. This is not investment advice. This is simply just informational about what we have, what kind of trading our portfolio is doing, in order to help you understand exactly that the profit retriever is very profitable. And if you trade it the right way, as we do here, sort of a bit conservative, we don't have big profits coming in every single month of 20, 30 or 40%. This is not a get rich quick scheme here. We are basically here for the long haul, and that's what this is all about at the end of the day. That is also why we have blown so few of our accounts in the more than 1 year we have been trading the Profit Retriever overall, because we are happy if we can get around the 10% every single month. So with that, I'll leave you to it, and hopefully you'll find some good and valuable information in there, and maybe start your trading career off with a couple of the signals you have seen here today. So until my next video, bye-bye.